Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from AnthonysCustoms, and for this review, we are looking at the DC Collectibles Batman Arkham Knight Red Hood figure. Now, you guys know I'm a huge fan of Batman stuff in general, and I'm an even bigger fan of Arkham Knight stuff. Or is it Red Hood? Let's not get into that, okay? We know it was a failed attempt at hiding the character. We all knew who he was, and now we have a figure of him in what is arguably the best form of Red Hood in the game. There is the jacket one with the hood and everything, and that's a really cool look. I personally really like this tactical look, so I was very happy when they announced this figure. The thing is, when they announced the figure, and for all the pre-orders, they showed a figure that is not this figure. So let's get this guy off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, this guy stands just about, just shy of 7¼ inches, which makes him roughly 18 centimeters. Now, you guys know I don't really collect the DC collectible stuff, but I get them occasionally when it's a cool Batman figure, and like I said, this is probably the best look for Red Hood. Well, not this, the one that it's supposed to be. So before we even get into anything else, I'm just going to throw up some images on the screen so you can see the in-game model of this particular design, and so that you can see the original, the prototype, or the test shot, whatever you want to call it, of this figure. And as you'll see, this figure is not what it's supposed to be. The test shot, or the prototype, looked way better than this, and of course the game model looks even better, but this one is just, it's really disappointing in comparison to what it should have been based on the other two images. So keeping in mind that this thing is totally inaccurate and doesn't look very good, we're just going to move on from there with the review and treat it like it is a good figure. Okay, so let's talk about the accessory first. We just get his rifle. Do we get the pistols? No. Just the rifle. It looks okay. It's got some detail. It's nicely painted. And it's not bad. And now the neighbor is weed whacking. Hopefully you guys don't hear that. Sorry about that if you do. Alright, so the figure itself, is the paintwork good? Yes. This figure does a lot of things individually really well. It's just the sum of all the parts that... Ooh, it's kind of like the Play Arts version of these guys, the Arkham Knight figures. They can't seem to catch a break. So a paint job, yes, you can see that kind of not really digital camo, but digital camo look throughout the torso. Pretty clean. The red is not translucent as it might have been on some of the other figures that had stuff like this, like the Play Arts version of the Arkham Knight figure. Didn't look good. This one does. They painted the buckles. And here's a good example, by the way. For those of you that saw my Marvel Legends Deadpool figure and you said, well, his buckles are supposed to be black, the gloves are black, so you don't have to worry about it. Well, if you look right here, you can see they added just the tiniest hint of gloss on top of those black buttons. Not a separate color, just a hint of gloss. And it brings it to life. It makes it look a lot more realistic and really nice. And that's all we need, just something like that. And this guy does it. So the paint job's really nice. We do have some kind of glossy or metallic finishes throughout. And of course you can see on the chest, the emblem is very much metallic. So it's very cool. Helmet also very metallic. So, you know, like I said, he does do a lot of things really well. It looks pretty darn good. What about the sculpt, though? Well, as you saw in those earlier photos that I posted, it's really inaccurate. And the thing that stands out the most, I think, is the head. It is tiny. It's super tiny. That right there is the size of what the head would be inside the helmet. The helmet is, of course, bigger than a human head, and the proportions are just, it's throwing the whole thing off. It's actually very similar to the Arkham Knight Batman, if I remember correctly. Wasn't his head too small? I think it was. So you can see, his legs look really big in comparison to the rest of the body because, and this is weird, but trust me on this, the head's so small it makes the legs look too big. That's what's happening, so that's an issue. But individually, the sculpt work is actually pretty good. Individual components. You can see lots of nice detail throughout the entire figure. I'm very happy about that. And they even did the kind of like cross-hatching on the pants. So, you know, there are a lot of cool things about this guy. Let's talk articulation. What can the head do? Can it look up? No. Can it look down? A tiny bit. Barely. Side to side? Mine doesn't want to. What's up with that? I can barely get it to move. I feel like it's going to snap the peg if I move it, so that's not good. These guys are soft, so they can afford the shoulders a little bit of articulation, so let's see. Shoulders work really well. That's a great thing. That's awesome. You can rotate the arm pretty far forward even. Looks like if you go too far, you might tear this off, but you still get pretty good range. There's no bicep swivel, but you do get one down here with the elbow hinge. So you get 90 degrees out of that, and you get your swivel there. So it's not too big of a deal. For the hands, we get a rotation and a hinge. So that's pretty good. For the diaphragm joint, it's really not a, well, it is, but it's not a ball peg. It's just a swivel. So this rotates around. It doesn't look that great. And to be honest, the chest is way too narrow. So that, with the head being too small, it does throw the look off quite a bit. It does swivel really well, though. We get our ab crunch in there, which has really good range. I mean, almost 90 degrees, but whew, that is one ugly ab crunch from behind. And obviously from the front, you can't tell. But if you lean him back, it doesn't go very far. And it doesn't look as bad, obviously. But still, it's like they weren't quite sure how to design it, because it did not turn out great. It's functional, but doesn't look that great. And that's it for the torso articulation. The strap down here and the pouches are kind of a soft material, so they won't get in the way too much on this side. On this side, they can't get in the way anyway. So you can bring the leg not quite all the way forward, but it does come out pretty far. And out to the side, and about 45 degrees. So it's not too bad. And this side's just about the same. It's a little more problematic with those canister grenades there, but it's not too bad. Each thigh has a swivel in it, which on this side, it doesn't work very well because, well, it doesn't look good. It functions fine, but it's just kind of a cut right in the middle of everything. On this side, there's a strap, so it's not too big of a deal. So that's pretty good. Double jointed knees, really good range. Definitely not the best looking knees, but they will get the job done, so that is okay. And then we have our ankles. The ankles go pretty far forward, all the way back, and we get our ankle rocker. So pretty much standard there. One thing to note, he's got knock knees. They look a little bit weird, don't you think? So this guy, it's like they were almost there. I mean, individually, every component is good, other than the proportions. If they could have fixed the proportions and, of course, made it more accurate, this figure would have been a home run by far. I mean, they spent the money on it. It's all new stuff. It's painted well. It's technically sculpted well. I don't know what happened. It's kind of boggling. It's a really good figure, and also not good because of the problems it has. So you're gonna have to make that judgment call for yourself if you're willing to spend the money on it. I don't know. I can't say for sure. I think it's okay. Maybe once you get it posed, you won't notice the problems as much, but it's still not great. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have new videos up every single day. We talk about action figures, movies, TV shows, video games, all kinds of fun stuff. So make sure you come back for that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.